Yes, people, or what is popping YouTube? I hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone's had a great start to 2024, and I wish you the best for the rest of the year. And you may or may not have seen, but I dropped a video reviewing all of the Mancera fragrances I had in my collection, which was around 7. And today I've got another gem because we're reviewing their sister company, which is the House of Montale. And I've got another 7 fragrances in the collection, so it should be a good one. So let's get into it. So I just want to say most of my videos that I put up on TikTok are centered around kind of men's fragrances for the most part. But in here, the House of Montale, all of these fragrances I would consider as unisex fragrances. And in here, out of the 7 we've got, 2 of them are actually female fragrances. So yeah, ladies, if you're watching, stay tuned. And guys, if you've got girls, then I'm going to give you some great gift ideas as well. So the 7 fragrances I've got in total is Arabian Tonka, we've got Rondevu à Paris, we've got Diamond Flowers, we've got Roses Musk, we've got Oud Island, Vene Absolute and Chocolate Greedy. So this is going to be a good one. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go. And there's no better place to start with probably the most hyped up and most well-known Montale fragrance there is, and it is none other than Arabian's Tonka. I'll give you guys a close-up of each of the bottles, so that is it there. And in my opinion, and most other people's opinions as well, this is probably the most affordable beast mode fragrance there is on the market, period. You guys might be thinking, oh, what happened to this thing on the bottle? I just took it off because this is extremely annoying when I'm talking and it's just clanking next to me. So yeah, man, I'm not a massive fan of these things. Let me know down in the comments if you keep these on or you take them off. And yeah, out of all of the fragrances I've got here, I would happily spray them in my room right now. But I'm definitely not going to do this with this one because this is not going to leave. If I spray this and it goes on anything, it is sticking onto it. And if you haven't put your nose on this yet, then first up, what are you doing? And let me explain for you. So this is a very sweet and sugary fragrance. It obviously contains oud, some rose in there. It's got some musk in the base as well. But if you don't like a strong fragrance, you're not going to like this because I can't lie. I've worn this a couple of times and it's giving me a straight up headache. And let me tell you about the first time I wore this fragrance. So I had a little tester of it and I sprayed it on me, and this was like early in the morning. Then I come home, I'm still smelling it on me pretty strong. Jumped in the shower, cool, gone to sleep. And wake up in the morning, it's like the smell's all over my pillow. And then I actually sprayed it on my jacket and didn't touch that jacket for like 2 or 3 months. When I go into the cupboard to get that out, the whole cupboard's just smelling of it. The jacket is still on it strong like I sprayed it on the day. And I do have to mention that this is a beast mode, which I've said already, but it is unisex because I know kind of some females might try and stay away from a fragrance like this, but this is super strong, it's bold, it's got some character to it. And yeah, man, if you haven't already tried this fragrance, what is going on? And yeah, do I think everyone should own a bottle of Arabian's Tonka? Probably, because for the price, this is still. And next up, we've got one in a silver bottle. You guys might think it's Chocolate Greedy, which we do have, but this one isn't. This is Vene Absolute. You'll probably end up seeing your reflection in the bottle. I'm not a fan of this one, man. When you're trying to record and get clips like for TikTok and stuff, you just can't seem to get the logo on there. But forget about that. It's all about the smell. So I dropped a TikTok video talking about this one, and let me just explain the same description I gave to you guys. So it's like French toast cooking in the morning. When you make the little mix for it, so you put the milk in first, you put the cinnamon in there, you put the sugar or whatever, and then you put in the vanilla extract. This is what this is, man. It is so good. It's a real true gourmand fragrance. I pick up like a little touch of citrus in it, even though it's not in there. But yeah, man, if you're hungry, do not wear this fragrance, I'm telling you. And with most pure kind of vanilla fragrances, they're great for layering because vanilla's a note that kind of works with everything. So I've laid this a few times with other fragrances. Like I've even worn it with Grand Soir. It's made it that much better. I've worn it with Parfums de Marly Carlisle and it just adds something to it. So if you got this in your collection, test it out with other fragrances you got. And I'm telling you, you might end up liking them a little bit more. So yeah, man, I just put you onto some layering combos. And if we move on to some negatives with this fragrance, I have to say, performance. Like we just spoke about Arabian Tonka being an outright beast mode fragrance, and this is not. You're going to get around that 6 to 7, pushing maybe 8 hours if you're lucky, but the projection is not great. You're not going to be walking around smelling this on you everywhere. It's more of a like cozy, close-up kind of intimate fragrance. So yeah, that's the only bad thing I've got to say about this, but I don't really mind too much about that when it smells as good as it does. And last but not least, the price on this is amazing. I think you can even pick this up in Harrods, not even on a discounter, for under £100. I think it's £79 or £80, which is a steal for this. So I think everyone should grab this. And now on to the next fragrance, which yeah, you might think is Vene Absolute, but it is not. This one now is Chocolate Greedy. And I don't know about this, man. I was thinking to get this loads and loads. It was on my list for ages and I just never pulled the trigger. I smelt it, I liked the fragrance, I thought it was good, but I just always ended up buying something else. So getting this fragrance for Christmas, that kind of option was taken out of my hands. So yeah, man, I'm happy with the pickup. And I'm just going to spray it on my hand right now because I really do like how it smells, yeah? So in the opening, you're going to pick up that kind of dark, rich kind of chocolate, but mixed with orange in there. So I think I said the first time I smelled it, it reminded me of a Jaffa cake. And then as this fragrance starts to dry down, you get like, it's a warm Subway cookie straight out of the oven. It's like more of a gooey chocolate than like a rich kind of dark chocolate. It gets a little bit powdery as well. And yeah, man, I think this is great for the autumn and winter. I wouldn't be out wearing this in the summer. And I know a lot of people are like, yeah, but why would you want to smell like chocolate? I don't know. But it just works. It's like an edible gourmand fragrance, a little bit powdery, a little bit sweet, but not too sweet and in your face. And yeah, we just spoke about Vene Absolute not having the best performance with that 5 to 6, even pushing like 7 hours if you're lucky. But Chocolate Greedy definitely performs much better than that. I'm getting around that 8 hours mark. And when you're walking around, this is one that actually projects well for a gourmand fragrance. And because it's not too sweet, it's fine like for you to be around other people. It's not going to be choking them out or they're going to be like, rah, who smells like that? So yeah, man, I think Chocolate Greedy is a great scent. And I'm not sure if I mentioned, a lot of people want to know about like date night fragrances. I think this would be a perfect date night fragrance for this kind of season when it's a little bit colder. I think it's just kind of cozy and inviting. Someone's going to want to snuggle up close to you, even chomp on your neck. So yeah, man, a few extra sprays on there before you see your guy or your girl. And moving on to the next fragrance now, we have got Oud Island right there. And I think if you guys try to look up some reviews on this fragrance, you're going to pretty much struggle. Probably if you search this into Google, one of my TikTok videos will come up. But this is, for me, it's a special fragrance from Montale. It doesn't get spoken about enough. I think it should be hyped up way more than it is. But when I went into Harrods, I think I went in to buy, it might have been Intense Cafe. So I tried that, and then this one was new and exclusive. So you know how they're always pushing it on you, trying to spray it. So he was like, no, this one needs to go on the skin. So I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, it's an oud fragrance and stuff. So he sprayed it on me now. And he's like, you got to walk around and let this thing dry down. So walking around, and in the opening, you pick up like lemon, bergamot, and like mandarin. So it's like a citrus fragrance in the opening, but you can smell some warmth in the background. So I was like, okay, like this isn't like Arabian Tonka or anything like that. So I'm walking around testing out a few fragrances, but I'm not spraying anything else on my skin because I want to see what this guy's saying. So about 15, 20 minutes later now, I'm smelling it and it is totally different. Like it's that complex. I was smelling some leather in there, which it has, smelling some tobacco, smelling some vanilla in there as well. And it was just, I've never seen a scent completely change from the opening to the dry down. And for that reason, that's why I think it's just a gem of a fragrance. And I've been out with a few people and I've told them, look, you need to try Oud Island. But the problem is they're trying it on the test strip. So when you go out, please don't test it on the strip. And I've rocked this. You're getting great performance of this, 10 hours plus. And it's just different to anything that I've got in my collection. This is one that defo you need to spray more on the clothes because it carries like a beast. Projection on this one is definitely great. And yeah, man, I think I need to see more people speaking about this one. So hopefully loads of people watch this video and go out and spread the word on this. Or maybe we just gatekeep it, who knows? And the next fragrance up that we have is none other than Rondevu et Paris. Let me know how I kind of pronounce that one if I've got any French people watching. Rondevu et Paris. And I think the Rendezvous line, I think there's 2 or maybe 3 others in the line. I know there's Rendezvous and Milan, which is in a navy blue bottle. And there is definitely Rendezvous and Moscow in a pink bottle. I'm not sure what the other one is, but I think there's another one. And I smoked this first in the Montale store in Paris. And it kind of piqued my interest, but I didn't pull the trigger. I was like, okay, cool. Like, I want to smell it again, see how it does. And then it was in Harrods Beauty and Lakeside, which is close to me. And then I tried it again, and it was kind of like an impulse buy because it kind of brought back the memories of Paris. So I was like, all right, man, yeah, let me just pick this one up. And there's kind of like 2 components to the fragrance. So when you look up the notes as well, you're going to like this one because in the opening, there is rhubarb and pear, which is just great. The opening is really nice. But then where I think the problem is with me wearing this fragrance is it goes a little bit feminine. And I don't mind wearing like more female or feminine fragrances, but it's the white florals that kind of get to me and I kind of stay away from it. And as this starts to dry down in the mid, you pick up those white florals, kind of like a jasmine, lily of the valley, or even like tuberose, but not too much. And that's what's kind of off-putting. Then in the base, I think this has sugar. It's definitely a little bit musky. It's got powdery notes in there as well. And yeah, man, I just think more than masculine, it leans a little bit too feminine for my liking, but I can't complain. This is a nice fragrance. It smells nice. On a female, I think this would do better than on a guy. Just as I was talking about it now and I can smell it in the air, I think it would be like a great candle, or it's something you would kind of want your clothes to smell when they've come out of the washing machine as well. And will I be rebuying this fragrance when it's finished? Definitely not. But I do think it's pleasant. It's like an everyday kind of wear. You could probably wear this all seasons, all year round, and it would work. So yeah, if you haven't tried any of the Rendezvous line, definitely try them out because you'll see what I'm talking about when I say this one's the best out of them. But do I recommend you guys go out and buy it or blind buy it? Nah. And now one specifically for the ladies, but guys, listen to the description of this fragrance. We have got roses, musk, and this is a different bottle. I've seen two different variations. One's in a light pink bottle and one's in like a pure pink that's just a shiny bottle. But I'm not sure if there's any difference between them. So if there is, let me know down in the comments. But this is very, very similar. Oh, that's putting me off a bit. That atomizer needs to be straight. But this is very similar to Mancera's Roses Vene. So if you guys have got that fragrance or you've tried it and you like it, then you're definitely going to like this one here. And this is one I just want to smell in the air right now. So I'm going to do 2 sprays. Wait, just wait 1 second. Oh man, that is actually a fire fragrance. So I think Montale only lists 3 notes in this, which is roses, musk, and I think jasmine, if I'm correct. I think it is jasmine. And what you're kind of getting from this fragrance is, of course, the rose with the musk, but the rose is not like that one in Oud Island where it's a little bit too sweet. This is definitely like floral. It's a sensual smell. It smells soft, and I'm telling you, like, ladies, when you wear this fragrance, this lingers in the room. It smells out the room, but it's like a beast mode fragrance in a different way. It's not gonna be in people's faces, but I'm telling you, they're gonna be noticing you when you're walking around. When it gets in their hair as well, it's just crazy. And this is like a hard one to wash out as well. So lads, if your girl does not have Rose's musk, then please get it for her. And ladies, if you don't have this, please go and try it. I would put it up in the same realm as like a YSL Libre, a Prada Parado, and it's kind of in that same price range. I think it's like £110, which is not bad at all. And just before I wrap it up on this one, this is a kind of unpopular opinion maybe, but I think most people smelling this would say this is more of a winter fragrance. But I would say this actually works better in the summer. I don't know how it just reacts with the sun and heat and stuff like that, but I just think it performs a little bit better, whereas the musk isn't too musky and dirty and dry where when you're smelling it, it's like hurting your throat kind of thing. It's just nice and soft and subtle, but bold at the same time. So yeah, try this out in the summer as well. And last but not least, let's move on to the most expensive one and maybe the most fancy Montale bottle there is. This is none other than Diamond Flowers. And on there, you can see the diamonds. I think these are actual Swarovski, Swarovski. I don't know how to say it. Let me know how to say it, but whatever they are, crystals in the side of the bottle. And I think this bottle was going for £220, whereas the rest of them are in like the 110, 120. So I think that's a little bit of a bump, but I did pick this up when it was on discount. Now again, another great scent for the females. Give it a quick spray there. And what you're going to pick up in this is a great combination of the florals in it. So I think it's got iris in there, which is a beautiful note. It's got rose, and I think it's got jasmine in there or some sort of white florals mixed in with amber in the base, some vanilla, and again, some musk. And it just works. It seems like it might be a bit complicated and not work, but it definitely does. It's a floral fragrance, I would say, but it's got that warmth because of the amber, and because of that, I think this is a solid fragrance and one that could even be layered with Rose's Musk as well. I was just thinking about that, but I think Diamond Flowers, Rose's Musk might be a good combination together. And with this one, you're going to get that 10 hours plus performance, and you should hope so with a fragrance costing around £200. So yeah, man, it's not too bold and in your face. A date night would work. Every day in kind of cooler weather, I would say, would be perfect as well. But I think if you're looking for a fragrance in that price range of £150, £200 upwards, I would probably stay away from this and get a different scent. Unless you can get this on discount for that £110, £120 mark like the rest of them, then I would definitely consider picking this one up. And yeah, that is the end of the video. So right now in the air, I've got a crazy concoction, a mix of everything. Got some rose fragrances in there, got some gourmands, all of that stuff, but I can't complain. It does smell good. And yeah, if you haven't seen that Mancera video I dropped ranking those fragrances, make sure to go back and check that one out. I'll pin it above me if I can figure out how to do that. So if there's anything you're interested in from the house of Montale and Mancera, I've pretty much got you covered. But let me know down in the comments what you think of the house of Montale, how many fragrances you got from them, and which one is your absolute number one. I'd love to hear from you guys. And make sure to hit the subscribe button, and you know all of them things, they do help the channel, liking, commenting, sharing, all of that good stuff. So yeah, man, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. As always, love for the love, my people.